just watching it, and taking ownership of it. Because again, you're just, some basic things, some very basic things that we didn't do, but just getting back going, picking himself up. The hardest thing is always getting back up and dusting yourself off. That's always the hardest thing, because you want to just kind of stay down, So the hardest thing is just getting back up, showing up, and let's put the tape on right here, and let's watch it as a family, and let's make sure we're all on the same page. And so it's always the hardest part when you have a loss. And again, we ain't had many losses around here, thank God. But when we have, we've responded. You can go back to we kind of laid the foundation of the program here, 9, 10, 11, and really kind of took another step in 12 and 13, I think, and solidifying that. And then 14, we lost that South Carolina game, and then we came in here. Streeter came in. As a matter of fact, we had the Oklahoma game, and I think we went on a pretty good long run there, maybe a 17-game winning streak there, and went all the way to the national championship game, and got beat, and then we came back 16 and ended up losing a game. Then we go and win the national championship. It was really down. Well, that was a dark Sunday. Gave up about 600 and something yards. It was a bad day. Our best players, we got great players, guys, a bunch of guys playing on Sunday. It was, they had a bad day. We're people. I am not perfect. And there is no coach here perfect. There's no player here perfect. We're people. And, you especially in competition, you can have some bad moments, but you can't let them define you. There's a lot of people that do, and they don't get better. But that team did and won it all. And then come back 17, have a good year, got beat in the playoff, and then I think we went on a 29-game winning streak. And then we back-to-back national championships, and then we get back going again, and now we're coming off a 14-game winning streak after a tough little stretch there in 21. So you just keep learning, you keep growing, you're always building. That's who we are. We've won 2 national championships in 6 years, man, you keep believing in what you do. You don't put your head in the sand. You keep getting better. You know what's reality and what's perception, and you live in reality in our world. So, and you're very truthful and transparent with your players, and make sure everybody's on the right page, and again, the right perspective, and you go back to work. That's what you do. You go back to work. That's what we've always done here, and that's what we'll continue to do, and be a lot more good days ahead.
Physical part, what differentiates this bad day from some of those?
Yeah, that's the most disappointing part, because they physically beat us. Simple as that.
Tyler Davis said yesterday he thought it was a mindset.
Yeah, it's mindset, mentality. Tyler played good. I thought he played pretty good. I thought Davis. That's the thing. You have a game like that, and it's all bad. It's not all bad. Davis Allen had a great game. What a game! Kid played his heart out. Had a great game. Tyler Davis played well. But as a football team, we weren't anywhere near what we needed to be. And again, 6 turnovers in 2 games. You're lucky you're 1-1 instead of 0-2.
What was Lance Taylor like as a player? He played for you there at Alabama.
Yep.
And your thoughts on him now as the OC?
Yeah, I remember Lance. I first met Lance. He was probably, he was probably 14, maybe 15, something like that. His dad played at Alabama, and so back in those days, when I was there, we would the way we'd do camp, I think it was called Patey Hall. We'd set up for camp over at Patey Hall, and I was always a part of the check-in process and all that stuff. And so the first time I met him was when he came down to camp, and we had him as a camper. And then he ended up walking on, and he just every walk on that makes it, they all have the same attributes. and he exemplified those. I mean, he was confident. He had talent. He was tough. He was an above and beyond guy. Great work ethic. Just a great person. And so I had a chance. I think I was there with him 1 or 2 years. I can't remember. Maybe it was 2. And then he redshirted, made redshirt freshman year, and then we got let go. So, but I kept up with him, and we've stayed in touch for years and years and years. He spent several years out with David Shaw at Stanford, and then went over to the Panthers for a little bit. But I'm proud of him. He's done a great job, and a really good football coach. And then obviously competed against him, his time at Notre Dame as well. But he's one of the real good guys in the profession for sure.
Dabo, just saw Xavier Thomas up riding the stationary bike, and he had a very emotional post on social media apologizing to Clemson Nation. Just how is he feeling right now?
He's good. I mean, he's been encouraging to me, actually. I'm really, we don't always understand why things happen, but it's certainly disappointing. But man, he is I'm just really proud of who he is and just how mature he is, how he's grown. I mean, he is a transformed person from when I met him at 16 years of age to who he is right now as a man, and getting ready to be married, and just again has a good perspective, and life has a way of helping you have that if you're wired the right way. He's really grown in his faith. Just tremendously. I think he's really leaned on that. But he's going to be fine. I mean, it's disappointing. We're always disappointed when things don't go the way we want them to go. But as a person of faith, God's plan's always bigger than our plan, and it doesn't always line up right the way we plan it. And so. But he's going to be fine. It's not like he's dealing with, torn ACL. It's not like he's got a situation like, with Justin. He's going to be fine. It just didn't work out the way, everybody wanted it. And he tried, man. He tried. He gave it all he had, and it just wasn't meant to be. And, even how he got re-injured. He literally hurdled the back, on a Wednesday practice, but that's just, so the one thing I can say about X, he absolutely gave every ounce of everything he had. And he really, truly was doing everything he could. And just a setback, and between Dr. Martin and Dr. Anderson, and what's best for him. He could probably, come back and finish this thing out here. But then he's going to definitely have to have the surgery. And so that would, if he does go pro, it's not going to be good for him, because he needs to be at his best. And so it's just the best thing for him and where we are. And he gave it all he could, and that's all you can ask. And so, we got to do what's best for him and get him in a good spot, and then he'll make a decision. Because he's only 22. Heck, you got guys playing in college football 25 right now. So I think the quarterback of Tennessee is 25. I think there's a lot, especially with COVID. There's a bunch of 24-year-olds playing in college football. So he's still young. He's still all in front of him, and he does have an option. If he wanted to, he could come back. I'd take him back for sure. But he can go on and go pro too. I don't have any doubt he'll get drafted. Obviously, he's missed out on a lot of opportunity, and in his mind, he hasn't been able to really be the best version of himself. But he's going to be fine no matter what. But I'm really proud of who he is, the type of man that he has become. And it's all part of his journey. So he's got a bright future ahead of him, on and off the field. He got a lot more football to play, but he's got a lot of great things coming for him in life too.
Is his option to return as simple as just having that year dangling, or is there an application, a medical hardship?
No. Everybody got a year. Except for the coaches. The coaches didn't get that free year. That clock didn't stop. But for the players, everybody, it's just like the year didn't happen, right? I mean, it happened, but it didn't happen, And so we're still kind of all processing that, because how you got to manage a roster. It's really impossible to manage your roster right now. You do the best you can, but everybody's dealing with the same thing. What if everybody came back and said, "Hey, I want to come back"? Well, it's just you got issues. And I think it'll go. What year is this? This is 20. So this is class of 23. So I think we got at least one more year of this. At least one more year, maybe two.
A freshman in 21 doesn't get that, but if you were a freshman in 20,
yeah, that's
you
right.
brought back,
That's
then you
right.
Get it, yeah.
Yeah. So we still. Is it 24? Yeah. So we go to.
20.
Yeah.
And you could play 21, 22.
There you go, the Notre Dame guy, the smart guy, figured it out right there. So, hey, speaking of, I am so offended, first of all. I've been with Tim Beret for 20 years, and he still has not told me this, but he called my wife. And am I okay with this?
Yeah.
Okay. Tim Beret, y'all know Kay. And this is why everything went crazy. I blame it all on Tim Beret because he proposed at Notre Dame this weekend to Miss Kay and is going to be married. So, congratulations. Yeah, you waited till Sunday, but God knew it was going to happen. And I'm just telling you, I knew something was off. I didn't know what it was. My dog died last week. 14 years, buried my dog at 10:30 at night on Wednesday night. My stepbrother passed away Saturday morning early. We've got his funeral this Thursday. He's been battling cancer. And then we got our butts handed to us Saturday night by Notre Dame. So it was a tough week. But then I find out Tim Beret is we've been after Tim Beret to get married for I guess he just finally gave up and said, well, if he broke up with her, she's getting half everything he's got at this point anyway. So, but he calls my wife and tells her, I still don't get a text. I get nothing. I don't get a text. I get nothing. So, but anyway,
Kathleen would badger me more than anybody else, so she was one of the first.
She was, I thought something terrible had happened because she goes, "You are not going to believe this." And I went, "What? Tim is engaged." And I'm like, "What?" This was Sunday night. I really wasn't in a celebratory mood. But anyway, she was so excited to tell me that. And congratulations, man. And I can't wait to see Kay to give her a big hug. And I'm super, super, super happy for y'all. Talking about a great couple. And she's a Gamecock. So this is a complicated. Maybe that's why it took so long. I don't know, but she's come around, and she's a
cries on Clemson senior days.
She cries on Clemson senior days. She has become a great friend, and she loves the Gamecocks, but she does pull for the Clemson Tigers. So anyway, so when's the wedding day?
Well, hadn't figured that out yet. This is not happening.
But she said yes. And I should ask that.
Yes.
She said yes. I love it.
These divorce statistics.
Divorce to statistics?
Divorce is relationship with statistics.
I don't think so.
That won't be, no.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you. I don't think so. But, man, that's a really, really cool, man. That I forgot all about that. I was just seeing him over there. But, yeah, so anyway, managing the roster is a challenge. But it's just a free year. There's no you just say, "I'm coming back." That's all you got to do.
I think Jake Brenningstool has one catch in the last 4 games because you're
Yep.
trying to get DJ going. How much you think Jake might need to be?
Yeah, I mean, it just and sometimes substitutions and things. Davison on the flip side's had some big games, right? So he's a senior and he's earned that opportunity and he's taken full advantage of it. And then there's been other times where Jake's had plenty of opportunity, but just ball hadn't come his way, or he's maybe didn't do something he needed to do, but he'll be fine. Definitely need to get him going more.
Bill Collins looked like he got shaken up the other night. Is there an update on?
Yeah, he separated his shoulder, so he's out. He'll be be kind of week to week until we work him through that. See where he's at next week. I don't know.
Is that the same shoulder from fall camp?
It is. It's this shoulder. I'm not sure, honestly. Not 100% on that. For some reason, I think it's the other one.
Is Kobe Base back in practice?
He's working back in a little bit yesterday. So again, today and tomorrow will be big days for him to kind of just see where he is as we get into a little bit of competitive work today and tomorrow. Be big for him. But he did a lot last week. They really pushed him hard. So the goal this week was to work him back into practice and kind of see where he is from there.
Fred Davis be available?
Not sure. He was out yesterday. He's battling an ankle as well. So we'll see.
I think because you're such a positive coach and would never throw a player or another coach under the bus, some of those loudest voices out there say, well, he just doesn't understand. He doesn't understand the issues. And he doesn't do that. But I would imagine behind closed doors, there's been some hard coaching with the assistant coaches or with the players. Do you think that sometimes people just don't grasp?
So who's saying I don't understand the
I'm
issues?
just saying some of the loudest ones, the people that.
Yeah. Well, I can't waste an ounce of brain power speaking to those people. I really can't. I know what our issues are. Been doing this a long time, and again, we've how many programs won 2 national championships in 6 years? How many? I don't know. How many done that? There ain't many out there. Again, it's just kind of. And nobody's got their head in the sand. We all want to be better in a lot of areas, and we're going to be. But I'm very well aware of every issue that we have, and but I also know who we are and what we're all about, and what this program is built on, and I don't flinch when it comes to. I'm led by my faith and what's right in my spirit. And when it's time for me to change something or whatever, it's usually spirit-led and not internet-led or fan-led or anything like that. That's I wouldn't be standing here in front of you if I was driven by that type of stuff.
Any questions for Coach from Zoom?
Hey, Dabo, this is Davis from the Clemson Insider. I guess 9 games into this thing now, what would you say the identity of this offense is?
What is the identity of this offense? Well, up until 2 games ago, it was an offense that was really, really good on third down, and was still good on third down. It was an offense that was taking care of the football, an offense that was, scoring, had some explosiveness built into it. Led the nation in red zone scoring until 2 games ago, and we're still, I think, top 5 in the country. So all of those things, but again, we gotta get back to doing what we need to do. We're built to run the football, and then build off of that. I think that we've been able to do that. And we've responded, in all situations outside again. This past game.
Yeah, but when Tyler Davis says that he didn't feel like the defense had the right mindset and didn't show up with the right mindset, just what do you feel like led to that? Any reason for that? Coming off a bye, going into a big game.
Yeah. I really wish I could tell you. Sometimes as a coach, as I said yesterday, you can see certain things. You maybe have a bad game and you look back and you say, yeah, well, there you go. It's what I was talking about last week in practice and this and that. But this isn't the case. We had really, really good preparation. I thought the guys were in a good place. But all I can tell you is you're dealing with people, and especially young people. And we're not immune to a bad day. And we definitely had that. But the mentality defensively wasn't anywhere what it needed to be. And, we've had other days like that over my tenure here, but you don't ever like it when you deal with that, but it's on everyone to show up with the right mentality. You know, this ain't middle school. Everybody's got a job to do.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Okay, appreciate it.